Read the disclaimer. Alright, see, I did it. I did the explosion this time. Awesome. Alrighty, well, hello everyone to the Week in Review, where we recap the previous week and anything extra. See, I got the explosion. Last week I didn't time it right, but this week I did. So, yeah, we get to finally talk about SharkEdge. This is the first stream talking about SharkEdge. Actually, well, technically no, there was one before. The joke was because before this whole thing of TT and the app thing, I don't really want to go over it again. But hopefully everyone's having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. All right, a lot of stuff to go over. Okay, we're going to go here. That's a thumbnail. All right, where's the recap? Oh, hold on. I got to hit the recap. Yeah, that's true. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Okay, on Monday now. Yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah, episode review, lots of QuadStrike battles. Yeah, this entire week was basically content for like the anime stuff. So if you like content with the anime stuff, yeah, it's pretty much like the entire week. We did like all the season battles with like a funny one where it was like with a collaboration with Royal Kaiju. We did like this cool thing with like the 3D print. So we did the news on SharkEdge finally. There's some pictures, even though it's like a CG render. Night Lance review, dude, the Friday was going super, super strong. Literally, like later on in the Friday, I had to get out like the manga review too, because unfortunately I got hit with everything at once that I had to do for a priority. But yeah, Night Lance review is up. You know, the manga chapter stuff, like I just mentioned. Okay, and okay, there you go. Now it's proper with the screen. Saturday was a battle between Night Lance and Drawn Sword. Oh, okay. Well, wait, it's still going. Hold on. You gotta give it a second. Still going. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, in terms of that, I'll also kind of, first of all, give a huge shout out to, you know, our mods whenever they're able to help. Shout out to Cypress and Royal Kaiju Blader for all the help. Quickly, just to mention, with Mall of Bays, we've gone through restocking of Beyblade X. Hopefully even some Night Land stuff eventually, but check it out. Option way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. And, okay, now we're gonna go here. Okay. So this one's literally like the only one that's left. Listen, that's the only other time I can throw Hasbro in the title. Listen, I'm running out of ways to throw them in the title. This is the only other one. Essentially, like, QuadStrike is done. The anime aired. That's it. The season's over with. There's no more Beyblade Burst. The manga's done. Takara Tomi's products are done. And now with Hasbro, there's the Quad Creature battle set, which is like the last thing we need to review. And then after QuadStrike is, that's it. There's no more. But if you are wondering for what's left over, just to do a quick little recap, if you like Hasbro stuff or whatever, Infinite and Mirage, I think, are technically released because it was like this weird online thing. They're still struggling to get waves out in stores. I know everyone always talks about Pro Series and how in the stores it's like a pain just to find anything. But aside from that, what else is there? No, that's about it. That's about it. There's nothing else. There's just this set that no one's gonna buy. All 2 people. It's not even worth the. There's not even 6 bays. But I gotta still review it eventually. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the only thing QuadStrike related for the rest of the video to talk about. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna move on to the next thing. Okay. So next up, let me just throw this up here. Okay, this one I really want to talk about. So this was the whole voting thing. So if you don't know, well, I believe, and I think it's not technically guaranteed whoever wins this votes that will get the remake, but I think it's probably like most likely, but whatever. If you're wondering, for the crossover project for Beyblade X, if you're wondering what that is, that's essentially where they're going to remake Beyblades from the previous generations in the X system. For Bakuten Shoot Beyblade, they put their top 15. I already basically said what I'm hoping maybe eventually wins. I just don't want the meme ones. Like Tripio's like a meme one, you know, Cyber Dragoon's like a meme one, and like you know, that's about it. Oh, okay, hold on. Actually, to address the Hasbro thing, what about King Pro Series? It was that forgettable, my friend. I am so sorry. Yes, also King Helios or Colossal Pro Series, which will probably the set in the Helios will probably be like, I don't know, probably before October for sure. But tomorrow they're going to be revealing the Metal Fight Top 15. I am suspecting probably a lot of stuff from Masters will be there, like second season Metal Fight and third season. I don't think anything from Zero G. I think it would make sense if some stuff from season 1 is definitely there for popularity, but I feel like you could probably already put like 10 that are like the 10 MFP ones they already did. I don't know. I just want like Lightning El Drago for Metal Fight or something, but yeah, this is really interesting. And I think I said, by the way, in the video when I was talking about it, because on the testing channel now, this actually came from Fair Enough Criticism from the survey we did, which I think it's still live, and I'll probably do updates here and there just to ask, just to see. But we did do a survey thing where just to get a viewer's idea and stuff. But they said, hey, the testing channel, the name is pretty close to the original channel name. So if you're wondering, now the testing channel is now just called my name on the WBO, Original ZANKYE. So if you want to differentiate between what channel's what, there you go. I think I just wanted like any of the Dragoons. I want a GT. I said MS because I never owned the Dragoon MS, and I don't want to try to afford one because it's too much of a pain to try to do. So yeah. But and the week after that's going to be Burst, and then after I think in September they reveal. I don't know when the date is for the full reveal. But, okay, ladies and gentlemen, Night Lance. Okay, so the testings have been recorded. It is currently an hour session long, so I have to eventually get around to going through it. I would say if you just want, like, okay, what are the impressions so far? It's, I think, my favorite for attack so far. I think the gap's a little bit annoying, so definitely... It's a very interesting blade they did. I think the gap was, is a little bit too much, and I don't think it was necessary, but for attack I'm liking it quite a bit. It's really long to edit, like a whole hour session, and plus if there are some things that are said in the rounds, I have to kind of cut in between them, right? But that's also kind of the thing with just the general direction. I'm sure you may have seen our updated disclaimer, right? I already complained about this on the other channel like almost 2 weeks ago about the whole thing with like Kappa, whatever. It's just an updated disclaimer, right? We're not going like crazy on like the squares or whatever. It's just to make it clear it's for the older audience and all that stuff. That's just the update for the content. We're not going insane. But to now segue into the more cool stuff, this one was a pretty good suggestion, and I think we're going to try to do this from now on. So obviously, the channel feedback, I think, was really important. I didn't finish all of it because I'm going section by section. So this is just some of the stuff that I was able to print out and do. But one thing that was really important that I will announce, my plan now for future for Beyblade X for these releases is that, and maybe I'll shake it up a little bit for the next one. But for the first one, and then the community post will go live at about 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be, you submit a Beyblade X combo, and you have to try to defeat Night Lance. So basically, it's stock Night Lance. You have to make some combo, try to defeat it. I think I said no, I don't know if I said no stock combos or not. I think I just more meant, like, try to avoid stock combos, because I don't want people just, like, spam stock, because then after, that would be some other video I could just do. But, yeah, it's a good way to interact with the fans. I am reading the feedback. There's some other stuff I'll go over, but that's more at the end. But I thought for each release, why not? It's a fun idea to try to interact with the viewers. I'll probably use the main release in each one of these things, and you know, as X develops more and more, you know, if you win, you get a shout out at the end, a proper shout at the end. Because if I just read the comment, that's technically a shout out, but you know what I mean. So if you're excited for that, yeah, stay tuned for 6 p.m. Okay. Moving on from there, here we go. Okay, now this is probably the biggest controversy of Beyblade X this week. All right, check this. We all thought that they messed up SharkEdge because on the CG render, it was like, it looks a little bit more rounded. But on an official IRL image, it looks exactly how it originally did. So the original promo image for SharkEdge is incorrect because the yellow one And by the way, a huge shout out to Trainiac Jay from the WBO for pointing this out, because I didn't even realize this. If you look at the yellow SharkEdge, you'll notice it matches exactly with the model in the app. So if you do a side-by-side, SharkEdge is literally the exact same. They didn't modify it at all. There's no changes. It legitimately was just a bad angle on the official promo render. So that is pretty exciting. I don't blame anyone, because I also thought, I was like, oh damn, they nerfed it? And I didn't think to look at the yellow one either. But I'm very happy with that. I think IRL anyways, it looks very, very clean. I'm super excited for SharkEdge. Its gimmick is essentially like if Longinus was a right spinning bait, it's just upper attack and it's at a low height. But yeah, that is probably really, really cool. And plus, SharkEdge is like coming out like September 9th, and since there are 2 SharkEdges in the random booster, that's a super big positive for a lot of collectors, even competitive people, because let's say you don't pull stock, there's so many other low flats that are going to be in this booster and other stuff. Like, this is legitimately like a solid lineup. I think the random boosters are at their strongest when it's the new relevant parts, and they give it like, I think it should always be, and I don't know if it's a hot take or not, at least for like the main random boosters, it should always be 2 of the prize blades. And if there's a new tip, I prefer multiple. I actually like that idea. And it's something I think Burst neglected until like Vice Leopard or something. But if you are wondering for like the new parts on SharkEdge, it's just the low flat. But in a way, because low flat is very different from regular flat too. Because of the fact that the little circle part is a little bit different, it's 1 millimeter shorter, and plus the little hole thing that flat has is a little bit different. So I do suspect maybe like maybe a little bit different in performance. I do think my prediction will be that, and I'll say this again eventually when we have to do the video covering the official footage, but I do think low flats will definitely be replacing regular flat, at least for 1v1. If you're having like a deck of 3 bays, you could probably do flat, low flat, or taper, or something like that. But yeah, I want to now go to the image where it shows all the parts stuff. And that's kind of funny because like the idiot who was developing the app literally leaked all of it. So it's like it's their fault, not mine. But yeah, all the parts are pretty much accurate. I'll just be reading this out to you. The yellow SharkEdge is like 480 needle. The drawn sword gray is 380 bowl. 480 low flat. You know, low flat, like this is like legitimately a solid lineup for the thing. Now, in terms of my thoughts on each of them, I've already talked about the purple SharkEdge, so it doesn't make any sense. I talk about it another time now. I'm not trying to drag this out. The yellow one, I don't know if I'm pushing it, but I kind of would have liked maybe if instead of needle, it was high needle. Needle's fine for now. It's just, I hope for eventually, you know, like when there's like, maybe like if it's like a pack of 3 bays or like even the short random booster, maybe see a reprint of that. The yellow's fine. I need more red recolors because my favorite colors are like red and purple. Okay, so like SharkEdge is already covering like a good basis, or it depends on like the color combos that they do. But the drawn sword, I think, looks good. I have no complaints. I like the gray and everything. Kind of like, it's not even really like, it's kind of, no, yeah, it's just different. Yeah, I was going to say, it's like a blackish grayish, and it's hard to tell because it's a computer-generated render, right? So, but yeah, I think it looks solid. The Hell Scythe, I'm a little bit iffy on the more that I look at it, because originally I thought the flames were more yellowish, and then after I saw, no, they're greenish. Yeah, I think as a green recolor, it's okay. You know, it's kind of hard. Like, green's a very odd color for me to, like, I don't know, to pair up with other colors. Like, I'm trying to think, what are green stuff that I actually thought that didn't just get paired up with gold? Let's see. I don't like the fact the bays look like plates. Like little discs that you can remove and mix and match with different discs onto other bays. Well, teach their own, my friend. Teach their own. Moving on. Okay, now this one, no. This one, no. Now listen, I will say in fairness, it is a different color than the dark blue Knight Shield, but I really would have preferred if they just did like another purple or pink or something, you know. To have a blue Knight Shield and then another blue Knight Shield is a little bit of a troll. And I even saw like a tweet from, I think it was a Japanese Twitter user, and they also kind of pointed out, well, it's kind of, it's a little bit also troll in the Wizard Arrow too, kind of. But I think it really depends how these things look like IRL. The Wizard Arrow is okay. The Wizard Arrow is like... Oh, I'm in the void. Hold on. There you go. The Wizard Arrow is like... You know what I mean? It's like... But, yeah, I think either way for X stuff... For more information, we got a long way to go unless I get any like tidbits or whatever, but I always do a news video aside from that. But yeah, upper attack and everything, line them up the bays. Okay, let's address some channel stuff then before I read chat. So if you have any questions or whatever, we'll go for... Oh, okay, does this work now? Because it wasn't working last week. Okay, shout out to Danny Boy Blader from the $1 donation. Thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, now, there you go. Yeah, because before I was trying to click on it, and I think I saw there was one other stream, and it didn't let me do it. Okay, the feedback thing, just to go over. I'm not going to bore you trying to read, like, the entire thing. I'm just going to go over some general notes. The biggest thing I saw, a lot of people want to see, like, the whole idea of the X combo stuff, trying to do with the viewer stuff, so that's what you're basically going to see at the 6 p.m. stuff. Also, for the competitive X content, I am working on it. I'm just waiting on, like... I want to participate in another tournament, and you'll probably see... I'm still kind of debating, but I'm thinking of moving the tournament content off of the testing channel into this channel. And it might be a permanent thing, just because of the... I don't know. I'm still debating. I might do the best combo highlights from the tournament. You know, I still want to see how I want to do that. Because you know what I mean? Because I don't know if for like a main channel video, someone wants to sit through like 20 minutes of like tournament footage. So maybe I'll do the best highlights, whatever. But custom combo stuff, I'm definitely going to keep on doing. This one, I'm going to try to do more. Obviously, right now, with how my situation is, it's not really ideal, but I will try my best to keep up with this. You know, comment highlights, we did used to do. I will still try to keep on doing it. And Q&A, we'll try to do. So this one was a suggestion. I will try to do it. So if you did put this in I think the survey is even still in the description. So if you did put that, I will try to. A lot, you know, it was really surprising. I'm actually very thankful for this, that a lot of people actually like the Bay history content, which does put a lot of pressure on me because I want to make sure the content's now very good. I'm still working on it. There was I think one or two where they're describing something, but the way they were describing it, like, they basically were just talking about like a Bay history type of video or like analysis type of video. And I definitely get the preference. So I will try to do it. It's a very tough type of content to do because, one, it's research and, you know, and making the information, like, no one wants, if I'm talking about, like, drawn sword, no one wants to hear, like, well, actually, drawn sword, the diameter of the flat bit, no one wants to hear that, right? You know, it's got to be, like, straight to the point, so that's what I always want to try to do. And, yeah, other stuff we'll try to improve. So I do want to say, obviously, you know, if you did do feedback, I am reading through it. I am reading all the suggestions. If it was a troll one, I just deleted it, right? Like, if someone was just trolling on the thing, I have to get actual feedback, right? But, yeah, aside from that, yeah, the tier list stuff we're going to try to do. I'm going to try to do a little bit more help with some WBO members, trying to work on the tier list content, whatever. But anything else, just a double check, and I will go over the chat in 1 second. SharkEdge is my favorite X-Bay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Actually, it actually is also my favorite, so actually we're on the same boat. I actually love the green Hell Scythe. Somebody has to like the green, because I don't know, I think I'm just really turned off by green recolors. I don't know. Maybe IRL looks a little bit better. I think, because you want to know what, because the Knight Shield, the original green one, I think it's just that I prefer a specific shade of green. That's probably why. I reckon if Lance was lowered a bit, it would make it busted for defense, and because it's high, it'll be, yeah. That was the idea with Knight Lance of how they were trying to do it. I think it was just, I don't know, they should have tried to cover it a little bit. Like, you know, like Wizard Arrow and Knight Shield aren't too, I don't know, I feel like it's a little too exposed, but I see the point to a certain extent. I have no idea. Hellside got quickly replaced by my favorite X release by SharkEdge. Fair enough. I'm here for the Beyblade content. All right, well, thank you, my friend. Did you notice that the green Hell Scythe and yellow SharkEdge and brown Wizard have translucent gear chips? Do they? I'm going to go double check on this. Is it because it's super hard to tell on the render? Do they? They might. I'm trying to see. You may have a point. It's too hard to tell on the CG. That's why I don't like the CG renders, because they've been... Where is it? Here. They've been doing this thing now where they only do the CG renders, and I get it, whatever, you know, that's kind of like the direction that like Hasbro Burst was doing for a long time, but it's so annoying to have to deal with because I can never get that accurate enough idea of how something's going to look like. Have there been any updates on the anime? QuadStrike? No, my friend. Nothing. No, QuadStrike? No, QuadStrike's done. Sorry. X anime? No, nothing yet. What about Drawn Sword and SharkEdge parts? Those attacks would be absolutely slam. Maybe not via upper attacks, but... Oh, okay, hold on. But, yeah, I guess it does depend on the context. Is Chrome... Do you think Chrome Ryugu's Bay is actually left spin? No clue. After reviewing the final Hasbro set, are you done talking about Burst? No, my friend. There will still be Burst content, as there will still be Metal Fight content and Plastics content. That is what Throwback Thursday is going to be. It's been kind of neglected, but if you remember, the original logo for Throwback Thursday is like an amalgam of like Pegasus, Dragoon, and I think like Valkyrie. The idea was to keep doing this content because eventually I'll be doing more and more X stuff and it won't make sense to do Burst. I'll still cover Burst here and there. If it's stuff I have never covered for Burst, I'll definitely do the content. So no, just because we're going into Beyblade X does not mean we are dropping Burst. Of course, no. Do you reckon any of the Metal Fight finalists will be meme picks? I'm trying to think. What's a meme pick for Metal Fight? Are there any? I don't... I guess Storm Capricorn would be like a meme pick, right? Because it jumps. No, I think Metal Fight is a lot less troll ones. But it'll probably be... I'm expecting pretty much every Pegasus and El Drago almost. Oh! Shout out to Creative for the $5 super chat. What is your fave combo so far? Okay, I'm assuming you mean Beyblade X. I think it might be Night Lance 360 Taper. I'm trying to think. There's some other ones that I do like, but I have to rewatch the testing video. For like defense, I like Night Shield on like a tall height, on like high needle, that type of stuff. If you mean Burst, Guilty Longinus, Illegal, like Extreme Dash, you know, basically like attack stuff, really. If they make imagine if they make a blue recolor of SharkEdge. I guess it would depend. Poison Serpent would be a meme pick. Okay, actually, yeah, fair enough. Okay, yeah. Poison and Dark. Okay, Poison and Dark, definitely. How do you feel about the BX names? I don't know. If it just sounds right. Because eventually, like, you get to a point where they've used so many names and adjectives, like, you know, eventually some are going to start sharing names. Are you annoyed by fans choosing bays that potentially broken parts for the crossover project? It depends, because I think it depends how they do it for the X stuff. Because obviously, for an example, if let's say Varied Areas is really popular, well, they're not going to probably do like Delta Drive. They'll probably just maybe give it like 3 bits or something, right? I think probably what they'll do with X and a lot of crossover stuff would definitely be where it's the closest possible. And Burst did this a lot, and it kind of did annoy me a little bit, where they went with somewhat accurate, like semi-accurate. I saw a review. I've seen this. Whatever. This is a nothing burger, because I was reading about this on the Reddit for like the lead test stuff. Whatever work and other traces of lead work. No, this is not some Hasbro exposed thing. If this was, and I understand, because obviously when I read the headline too, I thought the same thing. As far as I can tell, it's a nothing burger, or they don't understand how the testing works for the thing originally. A red drawn sword, most definitely. Okay, last thing I want to do. Is there anything else? Okay, last thing I want to do is just... okay, hold on. Do you think there'll be free spinning bits that will be possible for X? I was thinking about that last night. How could they... I don't know how they could pull that off. They can. I don't have an X bit, so... okay. So pretend this is like the top of the X bit, and then after this is like the bottom of the X bit, right? They could still rivet this part, but then after, I don't know, try to make it looser free spin. I don't know. Free spin is a very difficult thing to try to pull off, I think. It's a gimmick that I can't even remember how many times free spin actually does work, even if it's just on plastic stuff. Like even Metal Fight, there was Cres Cygnus And that wasn't even completely free spin, but it was advertised in the anime as free spin, so I'm not too sure. But, okay, last thing I want to do. I'm going to double check everything before we wrap up for this. Okay, for this week in particular, okay, we're going to do a little, we're going to do, tomorrow's going to be a little bit of a spicy video, okay? A little spicy video because I'm going to be tiering every single Beyblade anime season that is official Beyblade. Not Bay Wheels, not Bay Raiders, you know, Bucketin Shoot Beyblade, Metal Fights and Bursts. So I am bound to get absolutely killed by the Burst fans. I've already basically kind of posted more or less what I think. So there's probably going to be a lot of hot takes in the video, but that is definitely tomorrow's video. And let me see what else. Okay, now I have to double check again. Okay, I keep saying I'm going to try to get out this video. The video is literally nearly done. I've already said it's a Bay history video, all right? I'm nearly finished it. It takes a lot of time to edit these things, right? And I have to rewatch, and then after I have to add extra stuff, whatever. Hopefully the Bay history is this week. Hopefully. Anything else? Yeah, obviously Lance content, you already know. Future stuff, we're going to try to bring back the Throwback Thursdays and stuff. And keep in mind, too, I'm still reading through the feedback on a lot of this stuff, so, you know, eventually I'll be getting through a lot of this stuff, but you will eventually see a lot more changes to the, well, more, I guess, content done, because I feel there's a good sentiment towards the channel. I do respect that a lot from the viewers. I think, is there anything else to mention? Oh, okay, here was a fair one, I guess. It was the X angles. Because I think we have 3 different angles, the side view, the launcher view, and the top view. They just said not to make it too frequent. Yeah, I'll definitely try to see, because I remember, because when you're doing Beyblade X, the battles are super fast, so obviously I have to try to make sure that I'm covering the best shots, and I don't want to do too much of one shot a lot of times, but it ends up being the case. But, no, for sure. I'll try to make sure it's not too frequent. I have to see, you know, too. But, you know, I think that's pretty fair enough. Aside from that, yeah, I think we're pretty much good for this week, actually. So, yeah, thank you for all the support, everyone. If there's any, like, other updates, obviously, you know that I will be giving it. We're going to really go in on the Beyblade X content because, you know, I pretty much said I wanted to do it. So it'd be a little bit ridiculous if I didn't. But, yeah, I want to thank everyone for the support, and hold on, I gotta make sure I do the explosion properly, so I have to pull up the stream on here. Okay. I want to thank everyone for the support this week. Thank you for the donations, everyone, and if you didn't donate, that's perfectly fine. Listen, subscribe and comment. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Subscriber Beyblade X Challenge #1 will be posted, and thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.